Welcome back to Ownership and Greatness. And as you all know, every week we break down inspiring stories of people who decided not to settle for mediocre, but to go out there into the world and do great things that actually transformed or actually created a solution to a problem that's changing people's life. I'm your host, Joe Chege, and I hope you're going to enjoy what I have lined up for you today. All right?
Ownership and Greatness.
Before we break down today's episode, I just wanted to send a special shout out to all my Kenyan friends and family. You already know Kenya is in East Africa. It's one of the fastest growing countries in Africa. And today, Kenya is holding its general elections. And as you already know, it's a time where people have mixed reaction. But I was there a few weeks ago and I was inspired by the growth of the infrastructure, a ton of development here and there, and I believe that country is headed for greatness. And we already know Kenya had a bitter history of post-election violence in 2007, but we've overcome that. And so as we enter into this election week, as we vote today, I pray that everyone will turn out and do the right thing, because at the end of the day, your vote always counts. Whoever you choose is going to determine how they're going to be able to implement and kickstart major projects that are going to enable the country to move forward, that are going to enable the citizens to enjoy the resources of the land, and not only that, hopefully create more job opportunities for the younger generation. And my prayer and hope is that we'll be able to elect the rightful leaders who are going to be able to take the country to the next level, because there's so much happening in that nation. Like, the infrastructure is growing and the industries are growing. The entrepreneurship spirit in Kenya is bubbling. And I can't even wait to see what Kenya has in store for the next couple of years. And so this episode, I just want to celebrate and shout out every single person who woke up early this morning to line up and go out there and exercise their voting right, because it is necessary. If we want to hold our leaders accountable, if we want leaders who are going to represent us and do the right thing by the citizens, this is the time for us to exercise our right. And so before I break down today's episode, I thought it was necessary to celebrate this moment, because this is a major moment for the country of Kenya. And I pray and hope that we will have a peaceful elections, and not only that, that whoever comes into power will have a peaceful transition. And like we always say, this is just politics. Whoever loses, let them concede peacefully. And so we hope and believe that whoever wins this race will be able to take the people of Kenya to the next level, because I believe growth is happening in Africa. Things are changing, and soon and very soon people are gonna understand why we always say Africa is the past, the present, and the future, because there's so much going on. When we talk about innovation, when we talk about infrastructure, when we talk about tapping into the natural resources, and not only that, the tourism sector, like, it's so beautiful and there's so much happening out there. Big shout out to all my African people, all the people from Africa. Like, I'm so proud of the growth and the levels that we are stepping into as time goes by. All right.
Ownership and Greatness.
Now, with that out of the way, today's episode, I wanted to talk about why it's okay to do anything that you aspire to do while you're scared. Because I've realized sometimes we hold ourselves from accomplishing great things in our lives or the great dreams we have because we have fear in our heart. And it's normal. Like, it's nothing new. So if you're out there and you've been asking yourself, am I really ready to do this? Am I really ready to follow my dream, to follow my passion, to do what I actually love and get paid for? Am I going to be able to take care of my responsibility, to take care of my family? Am I really ready? Or do I have the skill set that is needed to be able to become the greatest in my field? The questions you're asking yourself are not new. There's millions of people waking up every single day and they have these same thoughts in their mind. They might have doubt. They might not feel like they are ready to take that step of faith because we've grown in a society where we are so accustomed to working a 9 to 5, which is amazing. And I know people who are actually successful by working a 9 to 5, people who are good at what they do. We have doctors, we have engineers, we have teachers, professors. Like, all these great jobs are actually out there that are paying nicely. So at the end of it all, we all have choices of what we want to aspire or what we want to do in life. So, but I believe we are all not cut out to work a 9 to 5. There are people who want to actually invest in businesses, people who have ideas or have these products that can actually transform and change people's life. And so for those who actually want to divert from the 9 to 5 and are willing to take the step of faith to establish their business, to venture out into entrepreneurship, to venture out into working on their passions and dreams. And not only that, some want to be humanitarian. They want to leave their 9 to 5 and they want to go out there and serve other people using the gifts that they have, using the skill set that they have. And so for this episode, I just wanted to encourage each and every one of you who's planning to venture out, who doesn't have a clear idea of what to do, who's scared of taking that step of faith. I just want to encourage you and tell you something that somebody once told me. If you want to do it, just do it scared. Like, if you have this thought in your mind, you keep on feeling like, I need to do this, because here's the crazy part, and I've had this with a ton of people. When you have something in you, when you have that aspiration, when you have that dream, when you have that desire to do something, anytime you postpone it, it eats you in your mind. Like, it stresses you. Like, you wake up every morning and you feel like you're not accomplishing things in life because you keep on pushing this idea to the back. And there's no worse feeling than a feeling of not being able to accomplish the things that you've set out to do. And the only way you'll be able to heal yourself from that feeling, the only way you'll be able to overcome that feeling, is by actually doing what you should have done from the beginning, and that's taking a step of faith and doing what needs to be done. I'm saying a step of faith because sometimes when we have these grand ideas and these grand visions and dreams, when we look around you, you feel like you don't even have what it takes to become successful. You don't even have what it takes to actually implement the idea or kickstart the business. Why? Because sometimes we don't have the finances. Sometimes we don't even feel like we are capable. You feel like you're emulating something that you don't know about. Or maybe you don't feel like you're equipped. You don't have the skill set that's going to set you aside from the other people, from your competitors. But guess what? One thing that we always forget is nobody gets to the top without starting somewhere. Nobody gets to the top of the mountaintop without starting at the bottom of the mountain. Like, for you to become great, for you to become the greatest, for you to be recognized as someone who's reputable in your skill or in your field, you have to start somewhere. And the only way you'll be able to start is by taking the step of faith and do what needs to be done, even when you feel like you're scared. I've researched, like, I love history. I love stories. And every time I'm doing my research, I'm reading biographies of the people who've changed or disrupted the industries in the world. One thing that always stands out is they started with nothing. And their journey wasn't easy, which is something we have to highlight, because sometimes we have these grand thoughts and ideas that things are going to pop up straight away. But the truth of the matter is, you are going to have to put in some work. Like I've said in previous episode, as long as you stay persistent and consistent and you work diligently on your dreams, you show up every single day and you don't give up on yourself no matter what you're facing, you are definitely going to be able to accomplish something. And the beauty about it all is you're going to have the beginning where you face the challenges. And then you're going to have a season where you're troubleshooting, you're trying to do your research and development. It's trials and errors. Some things work, some things don't work. But as long as you remain consistent and you know what you want to accomplish at the end of it all, you're definitely going to become great as time progresses. I've experienced this. This is something that has happened to me personally, and I'm on that journey. Just starting this podcast has been a journey. And I was having this conversation with some of my friends when I went to Kenya. And one thing that resonated with me was they were like, yo, bro, we are so proud of what you're doing. And we are happy to see the journey that you're taking. Like, they've been observing my journey from the day I started to where I am right now. And they can actually tell there has been growth. There has been a refinement of the skill that I have. Has it been easy? No. Do I regret taking the step of faith? Do I regret starting it even when I was scared? Never will I regret that, because I am where I am right now because I decided to take that step of faith. And that applies to every single one of you who's planning to start a venture, who's planning to kickstart their dreams and aspirations and don't even know where to start. All I can say is start where you are with whatever minimum resources you have. I know I keep on repeating this, but this is just the truth. You have to start where you are. Start with what you have. And guess what? As you progress in your journey, you're going to be able to add more value to yourself. You're going to be able to refine your skill. You're going to be able to become better. You're going to be able to tweak here and there and refine what you've learned along the way. And there's no better feeling than that. But as you're doing that too, I want to encourage you to also celebrate the small milestone. Anything you do, any step you make, celebrate it, because those small milestones are going to create a snowball of accomplishments that are going to take you to the top of the mountain. So I just want to ask every single one of you that's planning to kickstart something in their life, that's tired of living in a system where you feel like you're in a rat race. You feel like your days are just being wasted doing something you're not passionate about. You are not alone. You are not alone. There's a ton of people out there who feel the same way, but the difference is how you react to that feeling. You have two choices. You either decide to take a step of faith and do it while you're scared, just start the journey, or you can either decide to just settle in and continue complaining and get comfortable and live a life of regrets every single day of your life. So the choice is yours. How are you gonna make this life count? So be encouraged this week. If you want to aspire to become something, it's okay. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel like you are not capable. It's okay to feel like you don't have the right resources. You're not the first one. But what's going to set you aside from the other people is whatever action you take. Like, if you feel like you're capable, if you know deep inside of you that you have something that the world needs to hear or needs to see or needs to touch and feel, then you need to step out of your comfort zone and do what is necessary. I'm currently on episode 48 of the Ownership and Greatness Show. And I've been showing up every single week, even when I'm out of town, even when I have other things to do. I've learned to set aside some minutes of my day to just put out something. And I'm not only doing this for monetary value, but the most important part is I'm able to serve the people that I love. I'm using my gift and my talent to put myself out there and create some social proof, because I believe when the time is right, opportunities are going to line up for me. I believe when the time is right, I'm going to be able to step into the next level of my life. But guess what? Those opportunities are not going to come to me if I'm not prepared already. I need to put the work. I need to make sure I'm showing up every single week. I'm researching. I'm learning more about podcasting. I'm learning more about production. Like all the little things that are part and parcel of becoming great. I have to make sure that I'm learning And once I figure out the right source, that's when everything is gonna work out. But I can't get to that position if I don't take a step of faith, if I don't start. So what really matters is going out there and doing what you feel you're passionate about. Like the thing that always pushes you every single morning when you wake up, that thought, that idea that you have in you, you need to put it out there. Stop being scared of taking the step of faith, because if there's one thing that you're going to regret, is living a life full of regrets because you never took that opportunity. You never took the risk and did what you knew deep in your heart you were supposed to do. So if you have something that you've been thinking of accomplishing, if you have an idea, start working on it. Create a plan. Start with the minimum resources that you have right now. And as time goes by, you'll be able to become great. Like they always say, you need to put in the 10,000 hours. And for you to accomplish the 10,000 hours, you just need to start with 1 minute. You just need to put in 1 hour. You just need to put in 1 day. And that continues like it's a snowball effect. Then you'll have your 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Like we all need to start somewhere to become great. So this week, I just want to encourage you, take that step of faith. Do it even when you're scared. Like just do it like Nike says. And you'll be able to get to the top of the mountain. As long as you stay persistent, you stay motivated, you stay inspired, and you don't give up on yourself. All right? As always, I'm your host, Joe Chege. And until next time, see you. Peace and blessing. Before I leave, I want to leave you with a quote of the week. And the quote of the week is from Nelson Mandela. He once said that it always seems impossible until it's done. Listen to it. Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. So challenge yourself to go out there and do what needs to be done. Because at the end of it all, it's possible. When you start, it might seem impossible, but if you go out there and do what needs to be done, it will definitely be possible. All right? Blessings on blessing.
Ownership and greatness.